Hello, great morning, everyone. It's a blessed Monday morning. So let's welcome the week with happy faces so that we have a great week ahead. And welcome to Coaching Think Talk. We are the couple coach. I am Coach Teen.
And I am Coach Shaun.
And we are certified co-active, co-create life coaches and mental health coach from Life Coach Philippines. And this is coaching for Partnerlift. This conversation are for couples who are wanting to support their spouse and family. And our mission is to help 1 million couples to understand their needs for distance and closeness, to express them so they may live a more meaningful and fulfilling relationship.
Thank you for joining us this wonderful Monday morning as we go live today. Please leave your digital footprints by letting us know where you are coming from today. Asan po ba kayo sa mundong ibabaw na to? Yan. Please do tag a friend and circulate the video to help us reach more individuals who might be in need of what we will be sharing with you for this session. You may also want to give a shout out to your friends in there, the people that you love in there. Give them some greetings, give them some inspiring message. Let's inspire them on this Monday. Pag Monday nga, sabi nila, it's Manic Monday, but we can
Totoo
change
pa ba
that.
yung Manic Monday? Para kasing nasa bahay ka lang naman, di ba? Pero manic pa din ba ang Monday nyo? And if you're someone who connects with Manic Monday, comment it on the chat box and let's see what makes your Monday a Manic Monday.
Wag lang panic. Don't panic Monday. Okay, that's what we need to do. So shout it out. Give them some inspiring message in there or message them. Make some connections today. I think it's going to be a wonderful moment in which it's the latter part of the month already.
Oh,
We're coming
yeah,
in
we're
July.
already on the last 3 days, I think, of June at mag-change na naman tayo ng month. So, how are you this 2021? Kamusta na ang ating year? Are we still able to do the goals that we have set for this year? Meron pa namang time eh. What matters is we are really able to take those steps for us to be able to achieve kahit man lang isa sa mga goals na nasulat natin for this year.
Right. So good morning, Coach Trisha. Maray na aga sa imo dyan sa... Saan mo siya ngayon? Santo Domingo.
Santo Domingo.
Santo Domingo. In the land of LA, that is in Legazpi, Albay, not Los Angeles, California. So if you are watching, or if you're going to watch this or watching this on a replay, please do comment in there hashtag replay so that we know that you are watching us. If we are also streaming via FB page of Life Coach Philippines and YouTube channel Coach AI-Connect. If you are new to the platform, please like, follow, and subscribe to the page and also to the YouTube channel.
Yeah. So, natawa talaga ako doon. Sabi mo, if you're watching this on a replay, comment hashtag replay so that you know. So that we know we are watching. Malamang nag-replay
Malamang,
nga siya, di
nag-replay
ba?
nga. Digital footprint. Yeah, for digital footprints in
So,
there.
you can also ask questions. Babalikan po namin yan kahit naka-replay yan. We will check it out. We will be notified about it. So, we'll get back to you.
All right. So this morning, we're going to talk about how to parent beyond our biases. What are the biases? When you want to parent beyond biases, at times you would think about the things that you think about is true for your children, but at the end of the day, for your children, it's not. And so we're going to teach you, we're going to give you some insights on how you can make that change so that your children would, listen to you. Hindi lang nakikinig just because they're fearful, just because they don't want it, just because they want to please you, but they're doing it because they know, they understand your perspective and the insights that you're sharing.
Yeah. Ano ba kasi yung biases, di ba? Parang pag sinabi mo, wala naman akong bias as a parent. Maybe yes, maybe no, but let's find it out. Lahat naman tayo may biases because of the way we grew, how we have, because of our experiences, yung mga na-experience natin sa caregivers natin, whether it's our parents, our yayas, mayaman no, yaya.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or yung mga aunts, lola na nagpalaki sa atin. So, what are those biases? Ano ba yung what are those that we were also able to carry na pwedeng na-modify na natin based on how we have experienced it and how we are seeing it, lalo na with the rise of the social media. So let's talk about it. But before that, for those who are joining us, especially if this is your first time joining us, seeing us, we're known as the couple coach. This is Coach Shaun and I am Coach Teen. And of course we are life coaches from Life Coach Philippines. And we are also certified mental health coach. And we have been married for 19 years. So we have two kids. Our eldest is age 19 and our youngest is age 15. Ayun,
15.
15 na yung ano. Iniisip ko, teka lang, parang mali. Hindi, magsi-16 pa lang pala siya. Nag-isip talaga ako ng,
And that what we're teaching to you is our insights and our experiences as well, and we hope that as we also continue to invest on our learnings, we're able to share something to you that you would be able to benefit as you grow in age and as you grow in parenting, and maybe in the future you're someone who wants to have a partner and eventually have a children, diba? That this is something that it's worth preparing for. This is not just for the parents out there. This is also for the individuals who would want to learn what is biases. Ano ba tong bias ng sinasabi natin? Especially with the rise of social media these days, there's just a constant flow of information that we're seeing in social media. Ikaw, Coach Tim, di pa nagbabrowse ka sa social media mo? Ano ba, ang dami nakikita mo sa newsfeed?
usually, bihira ako
Mm.
mag-browse kasi naiirita ako sa ibang nakikita. But since I am an MBA, shout out of course to Coach Trisha and Coach Mao, my Coach AP. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And of course, pag nagbabrowse ako sa FB ko, ang nakikita ko lang ay mga MBAs.
Yun din. Ako
So,
din,
yun yung nakikita ko at walang masyado. Pagkatapos kong makita yung mga NBAs kasi nagko-comment ako, then wala na. Balik ulit sa dapat gawin.
yes. So if you're someone who's constantly taking a look at your timelines and taking a look at the news feed as well on the kind of information that you're getting, maybe you're following a website or a page that allows you to learn new things, or maybe you're following your friends in there that are influencers, sharing their insights and what have you. Are those information that you're consuming allowing you to become a better version than today? There's just a lot of continuous information that we're seeing in the digital space, and the question in there is, yes, at times it can be an advantage. You don't need to look at television for you to know the news. If someone died, that famous, diba? You can see that in the news feed. It's already there. The newscasters are already the community. It's no longer the television. But of course, with the advantage of information, there's also a challenge in the information because it will allow you to change the way you think, or get fixated on your beliefs, on what you think and how you process information, especially in the area of parenting. And this is where we want to focus on a parenting perspective, because right now, with the change in what's happening in our society right now, digitalization is really allowing our children to be able to explore, research information on what's right and what's wrong. And the question in there is what is right and what is wrong for them, and what can be useful for them, and who's processing this information. Di ba, Coach
Yeah.
Tin?
And of course, di ba kung parent ka tapos you're subscribing to several groups about parenting,
Yeah.
pag dinignan mo sila, kanya-kanyang opinion and all. And at times, hindi na natin napaprocess ng tama yung information. Remember, our kids is different from the kids of other people. What works for them might not work for our kids. Kaya nga, ito yung beauty with what we encountered with life coaching. Kasi with life coaching, hindi namin kailangang sumunod kung ano yung nakikita namin online or kung ano yung sinasabing advices ng iba. Kasi nga, depende yun sa bata. But for us being able to really know more about ourselves, and of course, knowing our kids deeper, much better siya because it helps us really to give or make the right choices for them. And without those choices na ini-insist mo sa kanila. So, yun yung beauty nun. Kaya nga siya partner lift eh. Baka yung iba nagtataka, bakit partner lift tapos pinag-uusapan mga kids? Because everyone is a partner for us. Our parents, our siblings, our kids, my husband, or your wife, you are partners. Lahat yan partners. So, what are those things that we are doing to give them that lift in the relationship? And this time, we are focused on the children. Kasi, I just talked to someone and ang issue talaga nila is, how do I make my kids talk or listen to me? Yun yung last time na pinag-usapan namin. And naano ko talaga kasi sabi ko, what are those biases that you have? Na pag nagsalita or nakipag-usap sa yung bata, may comment ka agad or may judgment ka. So, these are sometimes unconsciously we are doing. Hindi mo naman kasi talaga minsan alam kasi ang alam mo, you are the authority in the house. You're the mom or you're the dad. So, pag nagsabi ka, dapat susundin yon, dapat gagawin yon. And at times, it's not what is really good for our kids. Although, pag nakita mo namang mali yung bata, kailangan mo pa ding i-discipline. So, dapat talaga may distinction ka at may boundary ka kung saan ang discipline at saan yung hindi. And one of those things that affects our decisions, that affects how we respond to our kids, are the biases that we have carried over. Pwedeng from our childhood, nadala natin siya to our new family. Imposible kasi talagang wala kang nadala or wala kang nakita. Whether maganda man siya or pangit, somehow you are able to get something and bring it with you. And kaya nga dapat continuous education eh. As parents, we don't stop learning how to parent our kids because times are changing. Hindi siya ganun kadali na pag ito kasi gumana to sa amin nung panahon dapat ganun, ganito din siya ngayon.
Yeah, and our hearts naman is to be able to help the our children, create a better life for them. And what we think is the best choice at times, it's really not the best for them. And what we're going to teach you today is at least to allow you to see things in a different perspective on how you can start allowing your child to express with you. Kasi yun yung nagiging challenge. We've experienced that time and again before we got certified as a life coach. Is a challenge for our children to express themselves. And maybe you're thinking about right now of what kind of parent that you want to be. Are you someone who wants to be an authoritative parent? Are you a drill sergeant parent? Na you tell your children what to do and they don't complain; they just do it like soldiers. Are you a helicopter parent where you hover around your child and making sure that your child is comfortable, your child has everything, your child has no problem whatsoever? Or maybe you're a laissez-faire parent where you just allow your children to do whatever they want. Or maybe you're making a decision right now to really be a stay-home parent. And I think for most of us are already a stay-home parent or working there. Your work and your life is already intertwined. But the question in there is, how are you utilizing that opportunity to have better connection with your children? And the reality is, there's no real answer to this question. Di ba, Coach Ting?
So, ano ba kasi yung example ng being biased as a parent? So, halimbawa, our example dun is me being a full-time mom or um, someone who works. 'Di ba pag nakarinig ka ng nag-uusap na parents, sasabihin nila, ay, ayoko nang naka-stay at home, parang ang boring. So, may bias ka na doon. Or yung iba naman na, paano mo nagagawa yung obligation mo as a mom kung nag-work ka? Paano mo nabibigyan na full-time yon? 'Di ba parang you judge people also who are working na, ay walang time yan sa anak niya, ganito, ganyan. So, those are biases that we have. So, these are preconceived notions, judgments that we have in the relationship and especially when it comes to parenting our children. So, at times, yes, there's no easy answer, and we often tend to make decision thinking that this is what's best for our children based on our biases or our cognitive biases. So, what's really, ano bang ibig sabihin ng cognitive bias?
Yeah, and cognitive bias is our limitation in objective thinking because of our mind perceives information through a filter based on a personal experience or preferences. So, for example, maybe you have a perspective of how parenting is, pero you're fixated with that. You don't allow yourself, or maybe someone doesn't allow themselves to be influenced by other ideas, other perspective that might work better than what they're doing right now. That is a cognitive bias. Think about a friend that you have who prefers an idea and does not give an equal change or change to a different idea when being shared. So nag-share ka ng idea, maybe may problem sila, nagtatanong sila, they're seeking for counsel, and you're giving them this insight, but they always say, no, it's not gonna work, I've done this, and so on and so forth. So instead of them really allowing themselves to learn, they're not learning because they're yung bias nila, the bias, their bias is getting the best of themselves, and they're not being allowed to welcome new information in there. Mm.
Yeah. So, for example, when we make decisions, we base it on our experiences rather than taking a look at the situation or problems in a different perspective. So, what usually happens is we also base our solution on the personal experiences with no correct solution. So, what does it mean? What usually happens is, diba, ganito tayo lumaki, ito yung mga natutunan ko. So, what we do is we apply it in the way we raise our kids or even when we communicate with our spouse. Ito kasi yun eh, ito ganito ko nakita yung parents ko. And at times, hindi na natin tinitingnan yung perspective kasi may assumption na tayo. I-judge din natin siya based on how he was raised. So, minsan hindi siya nagkakaroon ng tamang solusyon kasi nga meron tayong biases. So, it's easy to be trapped in the cycle of thoughts influenced solely by our connective biases. If you remember, if you're part of the coaching community, Master Coach A posted 50 cognitive biases. So imagine if you have all that 50 biases. Ano kaya mangyayari sa family mo, sa'yo, sa mga anak mo, kung hindi mo na-work out yung emotions mo when you have those cognitive biases. So, it really pays that you're able to talk to parents or to other people or to other moms para nagkakaroon kayo na pwede naman talaga you can have comparison but from at that point gather information lang and find a way based dun sa perspective mo na naman mag-work sa mga anak mo. Hindi yung kuha ka ng kuha tapos i-apply mo kasi kanya-kanya nga po talaga siya pagdating sa pagpapalaki ng mga bata.
Yeah, and we need to be mindful as well of our experiences, especially if you're experienced na tinuruan ka ng parents mo din on how to parent your children. At times, it can be challenging that we thought that what we've learned from them works for our children. And for this today, we're going to teach you how to parent beyond your biases, how to parent beyond the biases that you have so that you have a deeper understanding and connection with your children. For all of us as parents, I think that's one of the biggest things that would allow us to live a more meaningful and fulfilling life if we're able to make that strong connection with our children, that we are able to listen to them, we're able to understand them, and likewise, they're able to understand us and they're able to make the necessary decisions for them to be better.
Yeah, and of course, these biases or being able to go beyond the biases, this is not just applicable for our kids, but to all the relationships that we have. So, how do you go beyond the bias when it comes to the way you communicate with your spouse, the way you communicate with your parents or your siblings? So, this will be very helpful for you. But of course, at this time, we're talking about how we are being able to parent beyond our biases for our children. So, paano ba natin maaalis yung biases natin so that we are able to create a space where our children are able to express freely na hindi nila na-feel na may judgment ka or may fixer mentality ka kasi as parents automatic naman sa atin pag nagkwento sila may solution ka na eh. But at times you see these children are just expressing wanting to express but they already know what to do. So pag may cognitive bias ka na ito kasi dapat yan kasi ako nung lumaki ako ganito ganyan. Wala na, babay na, hindi ka na taga-usapin ng anak mo. So those are some of the things that unconsciously we are doing. Feeling natin kasi tama kasi parents nga tayo. But it's not working.
Yeah, and the critical aspect here, and I want you guys to pay attention on this. The critical aspect here is the support of the spouses, yeah, yung partner. You can't do it alone. One of the things we've learned in parenting, especially in understanding more about how we respond to our children and respond to each other, is allowing yourself to be in a safe space where you're okay expressing to your to your spouse. You're okay to tell her or him that, hey, this is what I observe, and this is the thing that, this is how your children is responding. And if you can make that change, I tell you that would significantly, change the way you would able to see your children, and your children would be able to see you. And we'll teach you just today three tips that you can do on how to parent beyond our biases. But it's critical that your spouse, your partner is there to support you, and you start working on yourself first. Then eventually your children will change. The first one, the first big one, is to acknowledge first that you have them, that you have biases, that as a parent, you have bias. And knowing thyself is the beginning of wisdom. I always say this in my talks. I always say this to people, that if you want to get the wisdom on how to make the right decision, is to know yourself first. And the more that you invest in your learning, the more that you invest on your learning your biases, the more that you invest on understanding yourself, you are more open to understand your children. So yun po muna. And saan siya mag-i-start? Sa inyong mag-asawa. That's why it's called Partnerlift, no? Because we need to uplift our spouses first to understand themselves. And in the process, you understand yourself.
Yeah. And of course, kung hindi mo talaga i-acknowledge na may bias ka, then wala tayong i-work out. At ganun pa din yung magiging cycle nyo, or the patterns that you have in the relationship. Because sabi ko nga kanina, we have this preconceived notions or judgment already. Hindi po talaga madali mag-change. Hindi din madaling maging aware. Okay, but it has to start with you acknowledging. Kami ni Coach Shaun, it was a work in progress. Hindi naging madali sa amin to really open ourselves in to acknowledge. Kasi meron tayong pride, meron tayong ego na, teka lang, na-reach ko yung ganitong point na no one has helped me, no one has, lalo na kung ang experience natin nung bata ay pangit. So when you're growing up, you're able na, madami kang struggles pero na-overcome mo. So alam mo na it works for you.
Yeah.
Kaso wala din sa yung nag-guide. So parang sabi, I am strong enough to do it. I'm strong enough to kaya kong gawin to sa mga anak ko kasi nagawa ko nga. So that's already a bias. So kung hindi mo siya ma-acknowledge, mahihirapan ka din really to make the necessary change, the necessary adjustment. So first, of course, is really acknowledging that you have those biases.
Yeah. Thank you, Coach Marife, for joining us today and inviting people in there. Maraming salamat. And also for those who's joining, maraming salamat for joining. So that's the first one. Acknowledge that you have them. Every one of us has them. No one is exempted. We have our own personal bias. Number two is seek multiple perspective. Yan. This one is allowing yourself to see things in perspective. I call this perspectiving. One of the most simplest way to parent beyond your bias. Ano ba yung perspectiving, Coach Tim?
Perspectiving is really, sabi ko kanina, you gather data, you gather information, and then take a look at it as a whole. Tingnan mo muna siya, wag na, ay, ito maganda to, kukunin ko to. Ay, yun, maganda yung sinabi niya, kukunin ko, yun, gagawin ko sa anak ko. Hindi. Take everything else and then really evaluate. Validate, tama ba talaga to na 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 magawa ko to, na teka, ito yung bang nakita ko or napulot kong idea is maganda pa. So, evaluate. Take a look at everything that has been laid out for you and then pick out something that you think will really work out of those best practices. Para din yung company na you look for best practices outside and then you take a look and then evaluate which one will work for your company. So parang ganun din pag dinala mo siya sa relationship with how you parent your kids.
All right. And lastly, how you can, parent beyond your biases is reflect on your past. Yeah, that's the third one. When you are in a situation where you're triggered about your biases, reflect on a similar scenario that you've experienced in the past and ask yourself, how did you make a decision, such decision for this kind of problem, especially if your children has problem, have experiences like this, sharing to you, how do you solve that? How did you resolve that before? And what are the obstacles that you had before? Because these questions allow you to see things, again, going back to step number 2 or the tip number 2 is to see things in perspective, that what you're thinking about is not really the same experience as your children is having. And even though the same goes with your spouse. So hindi siya pare-parehas. thinking about the steps that you did. What are the things that you've done to overcome them? And answering these questions would allow you to reflect on the past experiences that you have and how you're utilizing this to give insights to your children. Sabi ko nga kanina sa post ko, instead of giving instruction, give insights to your children. Because if your children have this insight, they understand your perspective better and they were able to see things in a broader perspective na naiintindihan nila kung bakit mo sinasabi yon at bakit mo binibigay sa kanila yung insight na yun so that they can make the right decision for their life.
Yep. So those are the three things that can allow you to really go beyond your biases. If you want to have a conversation about it, just message us. You can message me at 0917-806-4200, or you can drop by at the Cup Coffee Republic. We're open from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Just drop by anytime within those time frame, and of course it's every day from Mondays to Sundays.
Yeah, and one of the biggest transitions that we've learned as far as parenting and concerned, we've been certified as a life coach for the last 3 years, and you know, being able to manage your emotions really works, you know, impactful for us. I'm trying to look for the best word for me to be able to express that, but it's really changed the way that we see ourselves and also we see our children. Before, our children doesn't speak to us in a deeper level, but as we change our conversations, as we change how we see our children, they started to express themselves. They started to open up themselves, and they started to share to us things that they haven't been sharing before, that their deep feelings, their deep experiences. And that is something that, you know, that you're doing something good or you're doing something great when you're seeing your children or you're hearing your children express their thoughts and their desires and their dreams, and you're able to support them. Because if you're able to do that, it's a wonderful feeling. It's a wonderful feeling. And this is where coaching really comes in, and how we teach our children emotion coaching, and it has helped our relationship as well and how we see ourselves. And that one, if you are looking for someone or looking for a solution to reestablish your a positive family relationship, you want to improve your line of communication, you want to build confidence and self-efficacy as parents and with your children, and you want to develop problem solving skills and creativity, life coaching would really allow you to do that. Life coaching would give you that avenue to make that strong connection and start putting depositing in the emotional piggyback of your children. Because when your children understands or feels that you're there for them, it makes the experience worthwhile, and it makes the sacrifices as well, your discomforts, sacrificing your comforts with the discomforts, because you would see your children becoming a better version of themselves. And that is one thing that we've learned. Hopefully you get some insights out of this. Sabi nga ni coaching kanina, if you have any questions, if you need clarity, or if you need help with parenting and getting to know more about you and how your children thinks, then let us know. We'll be able to help you. The number is in there. You see the number in there of Coach Rizal. If you have any questions, feel free to message us so that we can help you.
Yep. So as parents, of course, we always know what's best for our children, but remember, you have these cognitive biases based on your experiences, and not everything will really work out fine. So acknowledge that. And of course, it takes a process. It takes you have to journey as a parent. And kami ni Coach Ron, hindi talaga kami dumating sa ganitong point na how you see us if we were not really able to journey ourselves. Kasi una muna namin kinilala yung sarili namin. Then we tried to understand our children, to really know them deeper. And it helps because what we did is have a life coach with us. Although we are life coaches, we also have a coach who is helping us. My personal coach po kami who's able to really help us out. Kasi as human beings, kahit sabihin mo ang galing-galing mo, you always have these blind spots, you always have these cognitive biases. And at times, it's really hard to work around this blind spot, these cognitive biases, because no one is really able to point it out or process your thoughts for you. And being with a life coach, helps because it helps you understand how you think, you feel, and respond. So that's it for us. Always look at the gratitude part of life. There's always a blessing that's out there. So take a look at your experiences and your children and check out the perspective. And of course, take a look at it from a point of gratitude.
All right. So thank you very much for joining us this wonderful morning. I hope you're enjoying your Monday so far. It's the start of the week. Power it up. And we would like to invite you as well on Master Coach Ace Negotiation Masterclass. This is going to be on Wednesday at 7 p.m. If you are someone who wants to be silencing the noise so you can overcome obstacles confidently and ethically in every conversation, maybe you're a little bit struggling with the business or maybe struggling with some clients, the negotiation masterclass would allow you to really have a deeper understanding of how you can help your clients. And also what this comes with are freebies. You will also get a 30-minute coaching session with a senior coach, and you also get the ramp up revenue with powerful offers worth $227. So imagine that you'll
Actually, it's
ay, ay
$327 yan yung
327 pala.
original price
Ayan.
ng course, but you get it free when you enroll for the negotiation masterclass. So,
300 nga pala to.
ang investment fee mo lang is 3,500. Pero imagine the value that you will get. Paano ka ngayon, ano yung value ng having a negotiation skill? Kasi when you talk to your kids, kung dati pipilitin mo pa sila, paano mo siya ngayon aayusin na pag sinabi mo, you're able to have that value na makita ng anak mo kung ano yung value ng sinasabi mo na hindi mo pinipilit. So it's not just about getting clients, conversations with your clients, but also conversations with your family members, with your loved ones, with your friends, with your colleagues at work. Yun
Yeah.
din yung value ng conversation. And of course, the online course is really great. Nakita na namin yung module. At ang ganda talaga nung makikita mong options on kasi it's more on the power of negotiation and what's persuasion and versus attraction. How do you make powerful offers? So if you're interested, all you have to do is connect with me at 0917-806-4200 so that we can register you for the negotiation master class.
Yes, and wait, there's more. You will also get a negotiation skills coaching card. So imagine you'll pay 3.5 for more than what you're getting for. So avail on that. Just message Coach Tin 0917-806-4200 and let's get in touch. All right. So this is gonna be our last episode for Partnerlift. Next week, we're gonna change this now. My segment next week is gonna be coaching for workforce management. So if you are someone who's in the workforce and you wanna be able to thrive in your career, in your life, in your leadership, anything about workforce management, that's gonna be where I'm at. It's gonna be the same time at 10 a.m. This is gonna be our last. Maraming salamat for the last 3 months. Right?
For the last 3 months, thank you for joining us in Partnerlift. Pero wag po kayo malungkot. Nandun pa din naman kami. We'll just have our separate talks. But at times, I will be joining Coach Shaun for coaching for workforce management.
All right. Thank you very much for joining. Tune in later as we end this conversation. We'll also like to invite you to be part of what we're doing as an organization of professional certified life coaches. Do join us later at 2 p.m. Coaching for Healthy Mind Space of Coach Maan. Nandiyan si Coach Maan, nanonood siya. And of course, babalik si Coach Tin at 4 p.m. for Coaching for Relationship. We would also like to invite you to Master Coach Ace Actively Co-Create Life Coach Certification Program. This is a comprehensive approach to learning and mastering life coaching as an active process of creating a new path to achieving results in life. So that success is inevitable in every coaching relationship. What you will get out of this if you want to be a certified life coach and if you want to have the right tribe, the right process, the right mindset, the right mental models. Come join us. This includes a 21-day web-based learning with a 3-day live coaching bootcamp with Master Coach A and a 3-day live business bootcamp that she's leading, by the way. She's the one doing that. And the program package also comes with many, 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 many bonuses. So connect with Coach Rizal through 0917-586-1661 to discover opportunities waiting for you in this profession.
So once again, we're the couple coach. I am Coach Teen.
And I am Coach Shaun.
And we're from Life Coach Philippines for Coaching Think Talk.
Coaches like us think and talk like this. This is us in the Philippines. Labam boom, labam boom, labam boom. Thank you everyone. Bye-bye.